平均と平凡は同じだという考え方を持ってほしいと思っています。
So get good, scrub!
51.43%、47.18%。
A 4% difference. So basically, Daddy Sakurai is saying if you can't win, you're just bad. GG's only. It seems as if average and mediocre are the same thing. As it turns out, Sakurai's balancing team have been collecting win rate data from online battles, and they believe to have done a pretty good job balancing Smash Ultimate. What do y'all think? I'd say mostly well balanced, with some glaring issues, let's just say. Now, this is exclusively online data from Elite Smash, or could even not be from Elite Smash for all we know. Does this data account for their Nintendo netcode, which is, let's say, less than optimal outside of Japan? Y'all remember during COVID, Sonic and other more Wi-Fi characters got some buffs? Why do they do that? Based off this data? Was our player base that bad? Maybe it's because their final smashes are ass. Remember when they nerfed DDD? Huh? Really? What data pointed them to do that? In actuality, I can see Steve's win rate not being so high. It's hard to get your resources up and crafted when 3 other people are fighting against you after all. I believe the truth is, the team balancing the game is using a variety of factors, including all the different game modes, final smashes, and items. So their definition of balance is not what we'd call balance.
ネットはエコーチェンバーなども起こりやすいので、何かが強いあるいは弱いと言われ始めたら、その評価が加速し、実際以上にそう思われる傾向もあります。平均と平凡は同じ。
Calling us an echo chamber is a little insulting, if not gaslighting. But listen, yes, we already know that Sakurai and Bandai Namco absolutely balanced Smash Ultimate based on Elite Smash. The lawless land where consistent rule sets like items or stages are merely suggestions. And don't get me started on the lag of it all. The balanced team does not pay attention to competitive Ultimate. What I believe happens is the player base at large will watch a tournament, see a character do really well, and then for the next week or so that character will be all over Elite Smash. There are so many cases of this happening, but let's just use Shattuck. Prior to his rise, Corrin felt basically extinct. You run into one and be like, holy shit, who's that? Is that new DLC? But after Shattuck won his first major, it felt like damn Corrin City. Now here's the kicker. Using their own statistics as a hypothetical, let's just say Shattuck discovers some tech with Pin or something and it proves that Corrin is the best character in the game. Yes, Corrin being the best in the game. That's how we know this is a hypothetical. Okay, so if Corrin is considered the best, then many new players will use Corrin online, right? And in an overwhelming majority of them will lose with Corrin because they just aren't as good as Shattuck. I mean, that all tracks. The thing is, their losses with Corrin will then lower Corrin's win-loss percentage, thus artificially lowering the balanced team's perception of how strong or weak Corrin actually is. Because, after all, they are only using their own data and not the competitive scene to balance the game. Now, take Corrin, whom no one thinks is the best of the game, and replace them with Steve in this situation. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm getting at? Steve's very likely the best in the game, but online, so many people pick him up, suck and lose, that the balanced team's like, you see, Steve isn't that good. I'm right around 51%, you know? I'm no game designer, but in my opinion, it's a pretty darn flawed way to balance fighters, and perhaps is why we've seen mostly conservative changes throughout the game's lifespan. I don't think the balanced team pays attention to the competitive scene at all. The few times they do, there's always a gross overreaction. Do y'all remember way back in Smash 4 when Nairo and Abadango played each other in the finals and kept laddering 0 to deaths? Sakurai was in attendance at this tournament. You know what was immediately nerfed following this tournament? Yeah, that's right. You think it's any coincidence that Smash Ultimate Beta Bayo could still 0 to death people? And when MK Leo showed this off in front of Sakurai?
So disregard what I said earlier. Bayonetta still got it. Bayonetta's blocked. looking as great as ever.
Now all of a sudden she can't zero to death people? Honestly. If Sakurai watched competitive Smash for a year, he'd be horrified. A cola. And all the other Steve mains dare use Steve in Sakurai's presence? Steve be scraping the bottom tiers of this game, saying, "Hello, Mr. Ganondorf. What can I get you this evening?" As I said, they don't just make adjustments. They make gross overcorrections. Pichu had strong kill moves that are easy to perform. Goodbye. But Rob? Let's not touch him. And Pikachu? Let's buff him. Dude, I play Pikachu and I think that's messed up. They are more concerned for casuals playing, which is fine. They are the majority player base after all. But it is my belief that competitive gameplay isn't anti-casual. Look to Melee, the #1 selling game on the GameCube. I'll never understand Sakurai's hate boner for Melee and all things competitive. Truly. The casual audience does not even notice, and they love the game anyway. So why not try to appease the most devoted and hardcore audience of your game? I will say, however, I do agree with the following.
短所は補われ、長所は削られ、平均化されていってしまう。それは何より面白くないので困るわけです。だから長所がある分は短所を大きくするなど、個性を殺さない方向で監修することがあります。ゲームは駆け引きです。全く同じものをぶつけても駆け引きは生まれますが、限度があります。異なるものと異なるものをぶつけた方が様々な駆け引きを呼び起こすことができるので良いと思います。
This is what makes Smash so great. I think Ultimate is very well balanced. They just sort of dropped the ball with DLC. Yeah, my daughter thinks so too. I just feel like they could have done a few more rounds of buffs, get rid of stupid stuff like Pikachu pancaking, and more abusive stuff like limiting the invincibility on Sonic spin dashing. Oh, and Steve? Oh boy. This is Steve, a fighter with 92 weight, frame 7 out of shield, -1 moves, and has a projectile command grab, 0 to deaths, creates his own walls, has a kill throw, and it can bounce off his own wall too. It's an extended grab. The irons even refresh when he respawns. He can plank and mine off stage. Then when he gets gold, he gets empowered minecart, faster frame data, and his material mining speeds up. Then he gets diamond, so his back air. Ah! Maybe Smash Deluxe will get it right. That is, of course, until that game's DLC happens and the team abandons patching the game.
First, probably gonna lose this one. Will this do it? Yes! Era is your champion for the Northwest, but had to earn it the hard way. A reset coming from Major, but at the end, Charles, I think showed the adaptation and utilizing those advantages that make Steve such a powerful fighter at full force against a Ganondorf that is a force of nature we hadn't seen in a while.
Hard-earned, well-earned fight there, and was able to close out Grand Finals in their favor 2-0, just returning it just from the first set, right?
Let's go ahead and check out the final bracket to wrap up the day of action for the North.